Cheers, buddy.
Cheers to good energy.
To great energy. John, thank you for being here to the Growth Zone podcast.
Love it.
I've been waiting 20 years to do things like this, and you were my first selection. So
I love it.
as you can tell, I'm very excited to ask you some questions.
Yeah.
And just have some fun together here.
Love the trip. Love the trip. Versace in the building. Love it.
Did you get a new rollie there, or what's going on there?
Nah, it's just something simple. A little bust down, something simple. Yeah, me, ice.
You're funny. Love it. Love it. All right. So I'm going to just jump right into it if that's okay with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. Can you give me a little background of who you are as a person and, what gets you up in the morning?
Man, that's a deep question, but in a brief synopsis, right? I'm a retired state trooper who come from a background of humble beginnings. 6342 South Troop, Inglewood, Chicago.
Hold on a second. Is Englewood a pretty tough neighborhood?
Inglewood is a very tough neighborhood. This is Chicago, one of the toughest neighborhoods. And then I became a cop because my grandfather got shot by CPD in 1966 in Inglewood in front of my mom. And I wanted to find out what really happened and what was the story behind it. So I became a cop so I can really dig into it. And subsequently to it, I knew the report had been manufactured. And so that's the reason why I really became a cop. And that's kind of like the story of where I started, right? But I was fortunate enough to graduate from college in 2003, degree in computer science, decided to go become a state trooper, got hit on the road by a car twice, tore my L5 S1. One of my good friends was like, dude, you might need to figure out another career because you get hit again, you might be paralyzed. He's like, go buy a dump truck. I went and bought one dump truck, parked it in my parents' driveway. My daddy was my first driver.
Wow.
I made 20 grand the first month with that truck. I went out and bought another truck. My brother was my second driver. I made another 20 grand. I made $40,000. And I was like, wait a minute, this is almost better than selling dope. I don't sell dope. I've never done dope and I've never sold dope. And I don't condone anybody that does this. But I'm telling you, dope money is some of the fastest money coming from a cop, but it's illegal. I say it again, it's illegal and I don't do it. But this is the fastest money I've ever seen in my life. And I was motivated by that.
So how many dump trucks do you have today?
20.
20?
20 total that are run on a roll. But I have a total of 60, but 20 is what I got running right now.
So just wait a second. So now you had one dump truck and now you have 60 dump trucks?
60 of them. But 20 is what's running on the road right now.
Wow.
And subsequently to that, I started hauling material to make concrete, which was stone, sand, slag, fly ash, all these different ingredients. And then after that, I subsequently decided to start making concrete. And so what motivates me every day is the fact that I've been able to come from this little kid from 6342 South Troop, 119th of Michigan, to now this guy that's building runways at O'Hare Airport. And I built my second runway at O'Hare Airport. And the fact that plans land on my concrete, it motivates me. The fact that I'm able to not only deliver a good product to people, but I've always been able to employ people, change people's lives financially through employing them, and build a business that's sustainable over time is what drives me every day. That's what gets me up moving. And not to mention the fact that I get to generate large amounts of revenue.
Cool. Love that. When you and I met the first time,
Yeah.
did you like me? Were you confused by me? What drew you in?
I was confused by you. I was like, this guy's full of shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, there's no way in the world this guy is talking the shit that he's saying. He's gotta be. He's not the guy who he say he is. And the reality of that is, being a cop, I take 30 seconds to figure out who a guy is. That's what you got on the side of the roadway. I got to figure out whether this guy's a shitbag or a good person. 30 seconds, my life is state, right? So I've been learning how to read people within a 30-second time frame. You threw me the hell off. I swear to God, I was like, he's full of shit. But my guy, David, introduced us, okay? And this guy is a real money maker. And when he introduced us, and we'll talk about that deal that we went through.
Yeah.
But when he didn't go through with it, I was like, wait a minute. I think the total opposite. I was like, okay, this guy's a real money maker. He walked away from this. There's something to this. And I thought about it. I said, our interaction on the first night was very transparent. You let me into your house. You let me come up on the elevator, came into your dwelling. You didn't have to do that. It was a very transparent and a very genuine moment for me. And I'm a genuine guy. I have to feel the genuine energy between a person. Otherwise, I know it's full of shit.
Right.
At the end of the day, you showed that first night, the fact that you invited me to your own dwelling. That started the point where I was like, okay, there's something different about this guy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, that's really what happened. Real. I was like, man, this dude is letting me come into his house. Nobody out of their right mind just invites a guy into their dwelling unless there's a relationship that they're embarking on, or there's a relationship that is genuine, because that's your comfort zone. That's your kingdom. That's your castle. And to invite you into that, that's your sanctuary. That's genuine of a person, right? So I looked at that, was like, man, this guy must be different. And so subsequently to that, when we embarked on more conversations and I saw that you was motivated about success and about life, period. You're a very motivating person about life. And although I was making money,
Right.
I was like, man, this guy has a different type of energy that inspires me to be better.
Right.
And that's tough because I'm inspired, right? I'm from the trenches. So coming from the trenches and then I'm inspired, now meeting a guy like you that inspires me and causes me to want to think differently, was like, man, okay, let me fuck with this dude. I'm gonna go ahead and see what this guy's really about. And so that's how I really was like, let me go to the next level with this guy. And subsequently from that point is where I felt a real genuine connection with you.
I really like what you're talking about there. There's different levels of people. And I think and believe that it's a lot of fun when you become very good at something and you're a professional to, like for example, if you're a really good fisherman, you want to go fishing where the fish are and like the really difficult fish to catch are. If you're really good at something, you want to work with someone that you can really help them, really challenge them, and really change their life. I mean, it's phenomenal. So, you know, as much value as I've created for you, you know, I've probably got a lot more value back because it's like, I was talking to my dad recently about this. I think business for me now it's a sport. It's a game. And I love the game.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
And you want to win.
100%. That's the competition for it. That's the competitive nature. If you have any kind of competitive nature in business and entrepreneurship, you want to win.
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about this. I've never asked somebody this question, and it's a special question to me. It's along the lines of my communication style.
Right.
Because I'm very aware of and present that I'm all over the place.
Right.
Right. I'm very clear on that.
Yeah.
Do you believe that once people feel me and feel my energy and feel my passion and my belief lid for things, that it makes it easier to understand me? Would you comment on that a little bit?
I think your communication style is all over the fucking place. You be talking about this shit one time and this over here and this over here, because your brain's running like a genius.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is your genius and your ability to really think and concentrate. You got ADD for real. You need that pill that they get from Eli Lilly. I swear to God. But at the end of the day, I love it because you know what? Everywhere you're going is motivation for me. It's not like you're talking about bullshit and playing Super Nintendo every day.
Right.
You're talking about how do you get to the next level and reach your highest potential.
Right.
You're talking about how do I push this guy to the brink.
Exactly.
If you push a guy to the brink
And bring it back.
bring him back, push him back to the brink, you can get his highest potential. You can't teach that, right? So your talent is in your communication. And talent things, I think, are something you can't teach, right? Talent things are like an activator. That's you. A guy who's just gonna get shit done.
Love it.
Bottom line, right?
Love
An achiever. You can't teach a guy to be an achiever. He's either an achiever or he's not. He's a wooer. You're a woo, W-O-O. you have the ability to win others over. Everybody can't do that.
Right.
But the ability for you to win others over is why I do business with you, because you have the ability to win me over. And that's a tough task, but it's a talent. So your communication skills is one that everybody can't understand, but those who are in tune with what is really about, what they're really about with themselves, if it really correlates and the energy is reciprocal, then you'll feel it and you'll understand it. That's why I understand you. But for the normal guy on the street,
No.
you're driving fucking crazy. I'm just being honest.
Dude, cheers to that.
Cheers. To driving me crazy. Love it.
John, why me? Why do you trust? There's so many people in Chicago, Houston now.
Yeah.
You have relationships all over the map in Florida. You're in Tampa.
Yeah.
You know people in Miami.
Yeah.
Like those are some nice financial centers of the world too, Florida.
Yeah.
And not, Chicago, like
Yeah.
you have access to, you live at, one of your homes is at the Trump Hotel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of financial people in
Yeah.
the building. Why me? Why do you trust me?
That's a very good question. And I'm going to tell you why, because some people told me not to.
Oh.
There were people who told me that not to do. These guys were, listen, JP Morgan sat down with me. Merrill Lynch sat down with me. Goldman Sachs sat down with me. I'm telling you, high guys who are finance geniuses that have went to institutions at Harvard and Stanford have sold me on the dream that whatever's going on at Golden Cross is not really happening, John. It's a fictitious in your mind. And then when I bring them real numbers and show it, they're like, they can't fucking believe it. They're like, this shit is unreal. And I say, you know what? I'm a guy that's willing to bet on yourself. Betting on yourself is one of the most important things in success in life. And I chose you because you decided to bet on yourself. You betted on yourself a long time ago after selling insurance. You decided to change the dynamics and the trajectory of your life because you betted on yourself. Betting on yourself made me believe in you.
I love it.
The ability to convince me that you were the guy to hold my kind of capital was not just easily like overnight decided, okay, this is the guy. It was thought out.
Right.
Mentally, physically,
Right.
conversationally.
Yeah.
All those things came into play. And when I said to myself, I said, you know what? Paul has something that most people don't have.
And what is that?
Two things. And most people don't have this. One is what I said before. He's willing to bet on himself. And two, his energy and his entanglement with what is futuristic to happen and to come, he's already like 3 steps ahead. And the reason why he's 3 steps ahead is because his mind is all over the place. He's not one-dimensional. He's like, what if we do this? What if we do this?
Do you remember when you wanted to sell your dump trucks and put all your capital with me?
I remember it.
What? Oh my word. That, like,
He was
what?
like, don't do that.
I said, don't dump your dump trucks.
Don't dump your dump trucks. And that was a definitive moment because I ran to the car and got paperwork on 2 trucks I had just bought. And I was getting ready to sell those damn trucks. And he was like, don't sell those trucks. Here's where we can go with that. Rhino can have a transportation division. Right?
Yeah.
Like, shit. You got to transport the hydrogen.
Has anybody been able to shift your thinking that quickly before?
No, you shift my thinking to even thinking in residual income, putting in 1.4 million and seeing the interest and living off of it. The ability to do that has changed the trajectory of my life. Why? Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Why? Because at the end of the day, as entrepreneurs, you have to figure out what's your level of your pension, what's your retirement.
Correct.
And you got to be strategic about that. So you give me 1.4 million of my money that I made with you, which is incredible. By the way, turning 620,000 to 1.4 is crazy, unbelievable.
How
And
long
getting 18% of it every month. I get $18,600 a month. I want you to hear it, cameras and people all over the world. I get 18,600 a month on the 15th of the month. I've never missed a day, and I don't bullshit. I love my money. Listen to me. I bring some of it with me. I don't fight. I love my money because I work hard for it, and I like to have a good time. I get 18,600 a month. Never miss a day.
Have I ever been late?
Never been late. Golden Cross. Promise you. I got 1.4 in the fund. Okay? The guy from 6342 South Troop, 119th of Michigan, on the block. I got it. I got it so much that the guys who are on the block, they see it. Little dirt from the block tonight wants to meet the guy because he's like, I got to get in. I'm telling you what it is.
Let's go.
It's really a win-win situation, though.
Yep.
But you're in tune to what's happening in the world. You're in tune to the changes that need to be had. Your funds investing in multiple different things that are really, really changing the dynamics of life. Right?
Absolutely.
And so to let me be a part of it, one, I'm grateful. Because I don't care what nobody say, you changed my life. And that's real. And I'm grateful for it. Yeah, the fact that I built a runway, I can make 15 million, but I got to pay $365,000 in taxes and all this other money. But the fact that I can invest my money into Golden Cross, get back a residual every month that's guaranteed, right? And leave my money in a fund that's actually generating more revenue every day.
Right.
It's changing the trajectory of my life and my kids, right? I got 3 kids.
110%.
I'm changing the trajectory of my kids. I've started a fund for my kids because of the 18,600 you give me a month.
That's amazing.
I'm being straight with you, right? And I appreciate that.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think I was ever selective on doing business with you?
I think you was thinking about what are the risks of dealing with business with this guy? Let me evaluate.
Okay, I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But how rewarding was it when I introduced you to a woman, an Italian woman out of Minnesota?
Yeah.
Another very large investor of mine.
Yeah.
Was it rewarding meeting her and listening to how her thoughts and opinions and feelings of me were?
Not only was it rewarding, but it was solidified because of her factness.
And how you felt about me. And then you met someone else that I've taken with me on our journey, and she's like, this is real.
And she invested in herself. She wasn't just talking about it. She actually was a part of it. And the reality of it is I'm a strong believer in people just not talking about it.
100%.
Really be about it. Our first deal, when we did that, $250,000 each.
Do you remember the true story where you picked me up in your Lamborghini, the SUV? What is that called?
Yeah,
the Urus? Yeah, you picked me up in your Lamborghini, and I said, hey, John, I have an idea for you. And I was sitting in your Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And I said, you're like, how much is the investment? And I said, $500,000.
Correct.
And my idea was actually what made H&R Block a $1 billion company. Remember that? And you bid on it pretty hard. And I'm like, I'm not going to push this guy.
That's true.
And you showed up to my office the next day.
I did.
And I was like, I can't believe you're here.
Yeah. I was like, let's do it.
And you go, let's do it. And do you remember we shook hands like this, $500,000.
Yes.
You go, I'm in. And you said one condition. Do you remember what you told me?
I don't fucking remember.
All right, it's okay. You go, I'll do half and you do half.
That's right.
I was like, you're a genius because you tested me. You got me out of my seat. I was shaking your hand right across my desk. And you go, I'm going to do half, you do half.
That's right.
You were testing me on my belief level.
I was.
And what did I say?
You said, I'm in.
I'm in.
You said you're in. And when you did that, I was like, okay, this guy's putting his money where his mouth goes.
So when I ask you that question, if I'm selective on who I want to work with, I have a gift. God gave me a gift. And I want to be able to use my gift and my talent. And I remember when we first met, I was actually interviewing you as well. And because you were interviewing me real hard at a place called Biggs Cigar Club in Chicago. Yeah. And you were asking me about my Ferrari and all these other cars I have. And you're like, oh yeah, like you thought I was, full of shit.
Yeah, let's just blow smoke up my ass. Yeah.
But I asked you when things started to change in your life, and you had told me that you had done some work with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Do you mind telling me that story again? It's so epic.
Yeah. So I was working for Floyd doing some bodyguard work because I met his jeweler. His jeweler lived here in Chicago at 5 North Wabash, and he was flying out to sell him what you call a rainbow Rolex, which I've never heard of, but a rainbow Rolex is kind of special. It's like a $94,000 watch, whatever. It's like a special watch. It's rainbow. It's different colors. So we flew out there, and I was still a state trooper at this time.
Oh, wow.
Making 80 grand, 90 grand a year, you know, making it happen, taking care of my kids, my family.
Right.
And I'm in Gucci store at, we go to the Caesars, not Caesars Palace, but to the Forum. And Floyd had me hold the door and let everybody in. And he's like, John, hold the door. I'm going to make the budget for the month for Gucci store. Tell them to kick everybody else out. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm going to make their budget for the month, kick everybody else out, hold the door. And while I was holding the door, I had a moment where I was like, man, I can't be the guy holding the door all the day. Every time we got on the jet, I was like, man, I'm riding in the back of his jet all day. I can't be the guy at the floor seats games while he's sitting on the floor. I'm standing up on post all game. I was motivated that I had to change and find a way to be that guy. I wanted to be the guy sitting down in the seat enjoying the game with my kids. And
That's really important. So do you feel that you had to change the way you thought or the way you think about things in order to get there?
You can't change anything in life. You can't grow if you don't start to change the mindset and the trajectory of how you view things in life. You gotta do something different. And betting on yourself is where it starts, is what you did a long time ago.
All right.
If you don't decide to bet on yourself, you'll be stuck in the same route every day, the daily routine. But the most successful people in life, I believe, it's hidden in their daily routine. Your success is hidden in your daily routine, but it's changing your mindset routinely daily and how you figure out ways to not just create more streams of income, but how do you change the trajectory of people's lives too at the same time? Because if you have the power to change somebody's life, you're going to change your financial situation as well.
Let me tell. So we're in Chicago today, and I just came from Omaha, Nebraska, because I was at the Berkshire Hathaway shareholders meeting.
Yes. Warren Buffett, shout out to Berkshire Hathaway.
Yes. Yeah. Warren Buffett takes it's it's repetitive every year. I was going to say it's like an annual thing, right? That every year they retreat Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett. Charlie's his business partner. Right. They field questions from the audience all over the world.
Right.
There's like 40,000 people there.
Yeah.
And every year someone always asks this question. Raise their hand, they get the microphone. They're at station number 12 and they say, dear Mr. Buffett, which stock should I buy? And you know one of the wealthiest guys in the world and one of the best investors ever, you know what his response is?
I don't know. What's on sale? I don't know.
He says, I'll buy 10% of you. Wow. That's what stock.
Wow.
I'll buy 10% of you. So it's just kind of crazy that you're saying the same thing.
Wow. That's huge. That's huge. Wow. I'm going to ask you this, though. I want to know from you. What do you like about me that made you start wanting to work with me?
Oh, I liked a lot of things about you. Okay, I'm going to be 100 with you. When I first saw you, I saw a very tall, handsome, charismatic guy. But you were walking, the way you were walking and jiving across the street, I like it because he's flashy, and I don't mind being flashy. People know that. But I'm like, this could be controlled a little bit. This could be toned down a little bit.
Okay.
So it was almost like there was a jive that's like, look at me, I'm wearing cowboy boots and I can still wear these nice these jeans you're wearing. I can wear a neon green shirt. I can go, roll up in my Ferrari. Like, I don't care. But I'm like, I could refine that a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little.
Right.
Okay. And you really have. So that's one thing I saw. The other thing I really liked about you, your story's epic. Okay. I mean, I really believe that people, like, when they do business, there's something called like niche marketing or niche market. Basically, like, find people that have common interests. Like both you, I mean, you're wearing a Ferrari jacket today. I mean,
You got Ferrari mugs.
I got Ferrari mugs. You've got a Ferrari. They got Ferraris.
You got two.
I too.
Love it.
And like, I just feel that, like, once we got to know each other, those are material things.
Right.
But you and I both broke our back.
Right.
And I've never talked with another human being about what it feels like to break your back. And I was just asked to give a big speech at a conference that actually put me into tears because I never talked about it. Like, one-on-one, it's okay talking about my experience of breaking my back. But when I talked about it in front of like 200 business people, I actually started crying because I felt like I was back in that hospital bed, and I had my whole life planned out. I was going to be a hockey player.
Yeah.
But when I knew that I wasn't going to be a hockey player anymore,
Right.
I didn't have a backup plan. I was thinking to myself, well, what am I going to do now?
Right.
And that's a really scary place when you don't know what you're going to do.
Right.
So that's why those tears were brought to my eyes. So I started thinking about it, and I really think, like, you're a superhero. I'm a superhero because you broke your back too. And so you and I feel like a lot of our success is very similar. We both have a lot of passive income. I mean, honestly, I think your passive income's a little higher than mine right now.
No.
Passive?
No.
Really?
Oh.
Huh? Well, depending how you look at it.
Yeah.
All right. How about, because I have other revenue streams.
Exactly.
Right. No, but I'm talking about just in money off your investments.
Right.
Right. So you're at 18.2 right now, I think.
18.6.
18.6.
Right.
I think I'm at 15.
Oh.
So you got me beat, but I'm not gonna stop. So
Right.
I'll catch you.
Easy. Easy, Tiger. You always will catch it. Let me ask you this.
But go ahead.
When doing business with a guy like me,
Yeah.
on the level that we did business on, that we're still doing business on, you have to take into consideration a lot of different things, right?
Right.
You have to take into consideration the risk, the whole nine yards.
Right.
What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna turn the corner with this guy,
Mm.
and I'm gonna go ahead and take a risk and do business with him? What was that definitive defining moment that was like, okay, I'm gonna do it?
I was most connected with your story.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, it took me a little bit of time because, I mean, I'm a new dad.
Right.
I'm happily married and
Right.
father now of a young son, 16 months. At the time we first started doing business, I believe my wife was pregnant and just about to give birth to our first child. And, had our son been born at that time, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have chose to do business with you. I'm not sure, because I think what you're really asking me was I aware of consequences that would be involved had I not performed, or had I took on a flashy persona and said, hey, I'm a winner, man, I'm going to do this. And had I not done it,
Right.
would things have changed? Yeah. Like, I thought about it, and to be very honest with you, I never thought you'd harm my family, but I thought you would either do one of two things. You would either, one, I'd have to move out of Chicago because you would, purely embarrass me in front of lots of people. My reputation would be very tarnished, and I'd have to defend myself everywhere I went. Or two, I felt like, perhaps I'd have some cement shoes on my feet and in the Chicago River. All right. So, but I mean, to be honest with you, It's like, if that's truly how I felt,
Right.
and I don't think, like, I could just make a decision with one person like that. So I simultaneously had something else going on with someone I knew that worked at 3M Corporation for many, many years. And I knew that if I didn't perform for her, that it was different than if I didn't perform for you. If I didn't perform for her, no matter where I was living, there would be media around me all the time. She would light me up on social media platforms. She would light me up with the senators and the governors of that state. It would be a nightmare for me because I know her. And I know her desire on things. It's kind of like the two of you are kind of similar people, where it's like, you could be their best friend or their worst nightmare.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I want to do this, and I want to do it in a way that my brand will sell itself. And I felt like if I was on the best friend side with the two of you,
Yeah.
I was going to be okay. I'd actually thrive. Because you would tell a lot of people about the good that I do.
100%.
And that would definitely outweigh any naysayer out there that I have. And because the other thing is, people like you and people like Lorinda, I'll just give you her first name, you guys aren't bullshit. You're real.
Right.
And I don't have to explain myself or tell my story to that next person, because if John thinks it's a good thing, then they'll do it. If Lorinda thinks it's a good decision, they'll do it.
Right.
So that's why I took that risk.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Even in taking the risk, you have to have a creative mindset to create what you've created around Rhino, Golden Croft, Cross and Frost.
Right.
The creative mindset, the ADD that I would definitively define it as,
Yeah, sure.
has been a beneficial thing to you. But I want to ask you this. In your own personal moments, in your own personal time, how do you evaluate the levels that you have achieved? Do you look at them as levels that have exceeded your potential, or are you still on the trajectory up right now?
I feel like I'm just getting started right now, because, I talked about this before, but the rhino is a big animal, and it's kind of takes a while for it to get going. But once it gets going, it's really difficult to stop it either. And I feel like that resonates with me. So it took me forever to get off the ground and be successful. So for me, there is no ceiling.
Love it. Love it. Infinity.
Yeah. That's why my favorite number is 8.
Why is that?
It's like shape, it's like infinity.
Let me ask you this. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What's the last book you read?
It's one thing in my life I'm going to be doing more of. The last book I read from cover to cover might have been Strengths Finders 2.0.
Wow. Interesting. Who's your favorite actor?
Russell Crowe.
Good actor.
Very good actor.
Who's your favorite actress?
I suppose it depends what mood I'm in when I'm watching. I know. 100%. Who is Tom Cruise married to? It's on the tip of my tongue. The first time. Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman's my favorite actress. Yeah.
If you were choosing between the three, the best describe you: water, fire, or gravity. What describes you?
I'd say fire.
Yeah.
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 Because I'm a passion guy.
Yeah.
Burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So John, back to that superhero and villain comment. I said we're both superheroes. I'm Batman and you're Superman.
Right.
Okay. So, I read this somewhere that, there's not much difference between a superhero and a villain. Okay. So a superhero is born in pain.
Right.
In the darkness. And then they create a life because they don't want anyone else to feel that pain that they felt.
Correct.
Where a villain usually has a scar on his or her face and maybe walks with a limp. But the difference is they experience the same pain, but they want everybody else to experience the same pain that they've experienced. So the difference between a superhero and a villain is just how you respond to the pain. So that's why I think you and I, by breaking our backs and doing something with our lives to inspire other people to get up, Mike, that's why we're superheroes.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Are you a monster?
Absolutely.
Explain that. Why?
I'm a monster, John, because I create monsters out of other people. So if you come and work with me, for me, you're going to become a monster.
Wow. So you have the ability to transfer the energy.
Yes. Remember that song by Eminem that was like, I created a monster.
Yeah. That's it.
Do you remember when you were in my Miami home and I looked at you and I go, you were like talking all big and I go, John, you're not a boss. You go, what do you mean?
Bosses don't clean out the back of dump truck.
I go, John, you're always yelling and you're mad or you're upset because you're doing a job that you shouldn't be doing based on your skill set.
That's true.
And you're mad because you're spraying off these dump trucks where you should have someone else spraying out the dump trucks. So John, you're not a boss. Were you mad at me?
No, I was really like actually taking it to thought, right?
And what I learned from that was, if you're working within the business, you're an employee still.
Mm-hmm.
You have a job.
Yeah, that's right.
But the owner, the boss, puts the right people in position
Yeah.
and puts them towards their talent so they can really, really be successful. And P. Diddy said it the other day. He said, I pay people so I don't have to work as hard. That's why I pay you. That's why I pay people. I put people in the right position so I don't have to work. You damn Skippy. That's exactly why I do it. You know what? That's a boss. He's right.
Yes. Yes. Well, John, I want to say this has been an epic interview with you. There's nobody realer, more real than you. And hey, thanks for being on the Girl Zone podcast.
Man, same man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Love is reciprocal, man.
Thank you.